Hi, I'm Lisa Bermudez, and this is Ellie. And in this class today, we'll be working towards crow pose. So this will be a mixed level class, not so much for beginners, but pretty much anybody that has a knowledge or a basic understanding of yoga. And we'll definitely do some modifications and just really get into some of the different ways to approach crow and how to build up to it and come down from it. So let's get started actually in child's pose. So when you are ready, you can come out onto your hands and your knees and then just bring your big toes together and take a seat back. And you might also want to have two blocks with you. If you don't have two blocks, that's totally fine as well. And then from wherever you've landed in crow pose, just make sure that you're relaxing your head, your neck, might even roll your shoulders down your back. And really become aware of your back body. So as you breathe in, even think about filling up the low back, the mid back, upper back, and shoulders with breath. And then as you exhale, fully breathe all your breath away, maybe even sending your navel, your belly button back towards your spine. And from here, roll out onto your hands and your knees. We'll meet up with the wrists under the shoulders, your knees under your hips. And on an in-breath, roll the shoulders back, look up, drop the heart, cow pose. Breathe out, round through your spine, scoop the navel in and up, see between your knees, cat. Awesome. Breathe in, drop the chest, roll your shoulders back, look up for cow. Exhale, round through your spine, take a look between the knees, cat. One more time, breathe in, drop your heart, roll your shoulders back, look up. And then child's pose, round through your spine, take a seat back to your heels. From child's pose, extend your arms forward and come on into a plank pose, just like the top of a push-up. Drive the crown of your head forward, reach your heels back, try to really spread through the fingers, spread through your toes, and then tip your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. And in this first down dog, you can bend and straighten your knees, you might pedal around through your feet. Try your best to spread through the fingers even more. And then from here, plank pose, take a breath in. Child's pose as you breathe out, seat to heels. Breathe in, come forward, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. One more time like that. Breathe in, plank pose, just syncing the breath to the movement. Exhale, child's pose, knees wide, seat to feet. Breathe in, come on forward, plank pose. Breathe out, downward facing dog. From down dog, reach your right leg up and back behind you like you want to kick the ceiling. And then take your knee to your nose, round through your spine like there's a beach ball in the middle of the mat. Breathe in, kick your leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose to step your foot forward next to your right thumb, low lunge. Awesome. And then right from here, just step your back foot to meet your front foot, forward fold at the top of your spot. And if you want, you can shake your head yes, you can shake your head no. And start to just separate your feet about mats width apart. You might even come a little bit wider. You might even come off your mat. Perfect. From here, slowly lower down into a squat. Your head will reach towards the sky. And if you'd like, if it's available, you might prayer the palms. You might even sway a little bit side to side. Perfect. Lower your hands, lengthen your legs. It's a wide-legged forward fold. Heel toe your feet closer together, just about hips width apart. And then step your right foot back to a low lunge. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog as you fully breathe out. Come forward to a plank pose, inhaling. And with control, lower all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes, roll your shoulders back, peel just your heart off the ground for a really low cobra. Tuck your toes and press back into downward facing dog. Hips come high, perfect. From down dog, reach your left leg up. Knee to nose, round through your spine, scoop the navel in and up. Breathe in, sweep your leg back up. Exhale your foot forward all the way up between your thumbs, closer to your left thumb. And then back foot meets front foot, come into a forward fold, top of your space. And if you'd like, you might shake your head yes again, maybe shake it no. Start to heel toe your feet about mats width apart. You can even come off the mat with your feet if you'd like and sink down into that squat. Maybe the palms prayer, maybe not. And if you'd like, you might sway a little bit side to side. Wherever you are, though, in your squat, try to keep the weight in the heels. Release your hands, lengthen your legs, wide-legged forward fold. Bring your feet about hips width together and step your left foot back to a low lunge, breathing in. Downward facing dog as you fully breathe out. Perfect. Come on forward to your plank pose on an in-breath. Engage your abdominals, engage your thighs. Lower all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes, lift just your heart for a low baby cobra, really spreading through the toes. Tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Super slowly walk your feet all the way up to the very top of your space. We'll meet up in a forward fold at the front of the mat. And then take your time, tuck your chin into your chest. Start to roll yourself up to stand. Your head will be the last thing to lift. Line up your shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders, and big inhale in, sweep both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, step your right foot back, low lunge. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Perfect plank pose on an in-breath. Totally up to you, either chaturanga or you can lower all the way down. Up dog or your cobra, wherever you're working. Tuck your toes, press back, downward facing. Reach your right leg high, breathe in. Knee to nose, round through the spine, belly scoops in and up. Kick your leg up and back, three-legged dog. Step your foot forward between your thumbs, and then step your back foot to meet your front foot. Halfway lift, look away from your legs. Fold deeper into them. Sweep your arms up high, rise up to stand. Fold forward, back, down in. Draw your left foot back to your low lunge, inhaling. Downward facing dog as you fully exhale. Plank pose, breathe in. Chaturanga or to the ground, breathe out wherever you're working. Up dog on your inhale, spread through your toes. Tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Left leg's high, inhaling. Breathe out, knee to nose, navel scoops in and up. Kick your leg back up, three-legged dog. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Back foot meets front foot, and then halfway lift, look away. Fold deeper in. Reach your arms up high, breathe in, fill up with breath. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your right foot back, low lunge on that inhale. Downward facing dog as you fully exhale. Amazing plank pose on your inhale. Chaturanga or to the ground. Breathe in, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Tuck your toes, breathe out, downward facing dog. Right leg's high, breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose, round through your spine. Sweep your leg back up. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Back foot meets front foot. And then halfway lift. Fold deeper in. Reach your arms up high as you rise up to stand. Fold forward, back, down into your legs. Slide your left foot back, low lunge, inhale. Downward facing dog with your exhale back. Plank pose, breathe in, spread through the fingers. Chaturanga, breathing out. Inhale, upward facing. Press back, downward facing dog. Sweep your left leg high. Knee to nose, round through your spine. Last time like this, sweep your leg back up again. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Back foot meets front foot, halfway lift. Fold forward in. Reach both arms up high as you rise up. Dive forward back into your legs. Draw your right foot back, low lunge. Press back, downward facing dog. Awesome plank pose, rolling forward. Chaturanga, spread through the fingers and the toes. Inhale, lift your heart upward facing. Tuck your toes, breathe out, downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees, maybe step your feet a little closer together, maybe a little further forward. Take a peek forward, and then hop or step your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift, gaze away. Fold deeper into your legs. Sweep your arms up high, rise up. Fold forward, back in. Send your left foot back, low lunge. Press back, downward facing dog. Plank pose, tipping forward. Chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing, heart lifts, nice. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, your feet can come closer together. You might step them a little bit forward, take a peek forward, step or hop your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, peek away, fold in. Sweep your arms up high, rise up. Dive back down into your legs. From here, we'll meet in a down dog. You might plant the palms and jump back to bent knees, or you could just step to that downward facing. Awesome. Spread through the fingers and the toes again. Take a breath in. Maybe think about engaging your thighs if you're not. As you breathe out, you may even think about reaching your heels towards the mat. They probably won't touch, and that's okay. From downward facing, reach your right leg high. Step your foot forward between your thumbs and come on up to a warrior two. Turn your back heel down, cartwheel your arms open. Perfect. Flip your palms, tip up and back, reverse, peaceful warrior. And then slide your forearm to the top of your thigh for an extended side angle variation. Yep. Stay for a breath in. Think about reaching your left fingertips and your left foot away from one another. Stay to breathe out. You might even peek up. Bring your hands down and around your front foot. Press back, downward facing dog. Stay here, or you can inhale forward to a plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathing in Urdhva Mukha. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg's high on the in-breath. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Back heels down, arms cartwheel open. Flip your palms, tip back, reverse. Keep the space through your left side waist as you bring your left forearm to your thigh. Right arm frames your right ear, extended side angle. Stay again for that in-breath. Think about even lifting the arch of your right foot a little bit. Stay to exhale. Low lunge, frame your front foot with your palms, press back, downward facing dog. Stay right there, or you can go ahead and inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing, fingers spread. Perfect. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Same little beginning, right legs high. Breathe in. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana two, arms cartwheel open. Flip your palms, tip up and back, reverse. Deliver your forearm to your thigh. Frame your left ear with your left arm. Maybe, big maybe, the right hand comes inside of your right foot. Maybe not. Wherever you are, ground your heels. And then sweep the top arm across your face, parallel your toes for Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Come out to just a halfway lift, look away from yourself, fold forward deeper into yourself. Look at your right foot, your front foot, wide, low lunge. So start to come to a low lunge, bring your hands inside of the right foot, heel toe your right foot out to the right, perfect. Step your left foot outside of your left hand for that squat. If it's available, you might prayer the palms, might even sway a little side to side. Release your hands, lengthen your legs, forward fold. Halfway lift, peek away. Bring your feet a little closer together, about hips width. Sweep your arms up high, rise all the way up to stand. Breath in, breathe out, forward fold. From here, prepare to maybe jump right back to down dog, or if you want to try to hop to chaturanga, you can do that too. Perfect, upward facing to breathe in. Downward dog to breathe out. Your left leg's high on the inhale. Exhale your left foot forward. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, arms cartwheel open. Flip your palms, breathe in, hip back, reverse. Deliver your forearm to your thigh, frame your right ear with your right arm. Yep, and you could bring your left hand inside of that left foot if that feels okay. From wherever you are, sweep your arm across your face, toes parallel towards the long edge of your mat, and then halfway lift once you get there for Prasarita. Fold forward. Peek at your left foot. It's that wide, low lunge. So start to come to a low lunge to the front of your space, heel toe your left foot left, and then step into your squat, right foot outside of right hand. Amazing. Sit up nice and tall for one in-breath in. Lower your hands, lengthen your legs to exhale, forward fold. Bring your feet closer together and rise on up to stand. Sweep your arms up high like you didn't know you couldn't touch the ceiling. Fold back into yourself. We'll meet in down dog. If you want to jump into chaturanga, you may, or you could just step to dog. Nice. If you've chaturanga'd, inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, breathe in. Exhale your right foot forward. Warrior two, spin your back heel down as your arms cartwheel open. Flip your palms, tip on back, reverse. Right into extended side angle. You can land your forearm to your thigh or the hand inside of your foot. One inhale in. Exhale, sweep your arm across your face, toes parallel. Halfway lift, look away from your legs. Fold back in. See your right foot, wide, low lunge. Bring your hands inside of it as the back heel turns up. Step into your squat. Back foot steps forward. One in, breath in, sit tall. Amazing. Lower your hands, lengthen your legs. Make sure you breathe out. This time, bring your feet to touch. Start to deliver your weight into your heels. Chair pose from the ground up. Utkatasana. Reaching your arms up high. One in, breath in. Try to put a little more weight in the heels if they're not already there. Exhale, forward fold. From right here, we'll meet in that down dog. If you'd like to hop to chaturanga, you can, or just step back, whatever you're feeling. Amazing. From downward facing, lift your left leg high. Step your left foot through. Warrior 2, Virabhajasana 2, back heels down as the arms cartwheel open. Flip your palms, tip right back, reverse. And then hand to the ground or forearm to the thigh. Frame your ear with your arm for one full breath in. Nice, toes turn to the side of your space. Exhale out, Prasarita. Halfway lift, peek away. Fold back in. Wide low lunge. See your front foot, bring the hands inside of it. Your back heel will turn up. Come on into that squat. Palms prayer, sit nice and tall. Imagine you could even make a head print on the ceiling. And then lower your hands, lengthen your legs, forward, fold. Start to zip your feet together. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up high. Chair pose, Utkatasana. One breath here. This time, prayer your palms, twist right. So try to hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Awesome. We're just staying at the top of our space in this chair pose with the twist. So you might even try to put more weight into the heels. You might look up. Remember to breathe out if you're not, and then come back up, reach your arms up high, straighten your legs, big breath in. One more chair pose. Bend your knees, prayer your palms, take a twist left now. Right elbow outside of your left thigh. Awesome. Notice if you're gripping the ground with your toes at all. Try to spread through the toes instead. Come on back up to stand. Sweep the arms up high. Breathe in. Fold down into your legs as you exhale out. From here, we'll meet in down dog. You can jump to down dog or just step right into it. Whatever feels better for you. Perfect. From downward facing, bend your knees, see your thumbs. Jump or step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, peek away. Separate your feet about hips width apart this time. And now take your first two fingers and your thumbs. Try to wrap them around your big toes. If that doesn't happen, you can bring your hands onto some blocks if that's a little better for you. And then fold into your legs. Relax the weight of your head. In this pose, sometimes it's really just easy to get caught up in how close we can get the chest to the legs or how straight we want to get the legs. For this class, try to bring your attention, bring your awareness to your abdominals. This sounds a little weird, but imagine there's something that's like the size of a tennis ball or like a baseball, and it's right on your belly button. Scoop the contents of your abdominals up and over that imaginary ball, and then maybe you could even relax the head a bit more. There's a lot about making space in a shape like this, where sometimes we try to just reach the chest to the thighs and reach the chest to the thighs. If we just allow ourselves to release into the legs, it's a little bit sweeter. Perfect. Let go of your toes. Bring your feet to touch. Chair pose. Knees bend, arms sweep up. Keep your feet together. Just open the knees wide and start to reach your arms forward for this pose, Malasana. So once you're here, look at your feet and just make sure that the big toes and the heels are touching. It's okay if the heels lift. And then relax the weight of your head. Try again to just become a little bit more aware of your abdominals, of that navel scooping in and up. Nice. Lengthen your legs, forward fold. We're just coming into child's pose. If you want to jump back, if you want to move through chaturanga, up dog, down dog, you may. You can also just step back, child's pose. Take your time getting there. Try to relax the weight of your head. Notice as well if you're clenching your jaw at all or if your tongue is glued up to the roof of your mouth. Try to relax your jaw, relax your eyes. And then from here, you can start to take a seat up, come to sit up. So I'll show this to you first, and then you can try it out. We're gonna try out crow pose, but with a block. So even if you've never done it with a block, it's pretty cool if you've never actually tried it. It's also a really cool thing to offer up in your yoga classes if you've got like a mixed level of students. So even if somebody cannot practice crow pose, if they don't have that upper arm strength, you can actually be in crow pose without using too much of that arm strength. I'm gonna just turn so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but the pose that we were just in, that malasana shape, we're pretty much mimicking that on the block, where the toes are on the block, heels are together, and the knees are wide. And then I'm just walking my hands forward, scooping the navel in and up. Like there's that weird beach ball or something that's on my abdominals. I'm scooping up and over it. I'm looking forward. I'm not looking down, because if I look down, I'll go down. And then right here is where you can just get to kind of feel out the shape of crow. So I'm putting a little bit of my weight onto my arms. My knees are on my upper arms, and I'm looking forward. And this might be all that you do. This might be where you leave your class. This is a perfect place to be. The next step of this would be to just maybe lift one foot and then see what that's like, and lift the other foot. And that is enough for a lot of people too. That's a lot of work in the core. That's a lot of the body and the brain actually connecting with, oh, wait, this knee's on this arm and this foot's doing that. So that's enough too. If you do not want to use the block, or if you're practicing without the block, you can always play around with just working the knees high onto the arms and shifting forward and back. And then if you are practicing crow, you'll look forward, don't look down, navel scoops in and up, knees are on the upper arms, maybe one foot lifts, maybe the other, maybe both feet, maybe not. So come on back onto your mat. And whatever you want to try. If you want to try it with the block, you can. If you want to go right into the crow pose, you can, but about 3 breaths. Choose a place to be for about 3 breaths. That can also be child's pose. You could totally take child's pose if you want. And wherever it is that you're going, just start to really become aware of the work your abdominals are doing in this too. Amazing. It's like, to get those feet, you have to have such a strong core to get those feet up. Awesome. And we'll meet back in child's pose. And wherever you are too, if you are still practicing, if you feel like you're falling over, you're not that far from the ground, right? It's one of the reasons I like arm balances a lot. It's, if you do fall, you just fall like a foot, if even that, towards the floor. Come back to that breath awareness of breathing into your back body. And then super softly roll out onto your hands and your knees. We'll meet up with the wrists beneath the shoulders, the knees beneath the hips. Breathe in, roll your shoulders back, peek up for cow. Breathe out, round through your spine, see your knees, cat. One more time like that. Breathe in, drop your heart, shoulders roll back. Exhale, round through your spine and see the knees. Perfect. From here, just crawl your knees towards your wrists and come to lie down on your back. If you do have a block, grab it, and you're just gonna place the block underneath your sacrum. So your feet will come to the ground, lift your hips up, and the block could be at whatever height you'd like it to be. It might be at the lowest height, middle height, whatever works. If it feels nice to flip your palms up, you can totally do that. And you may even close your eyes here too for a moment if you wanted to do that. So this is a great place to stay. You may stay right here, or you can start to move your block away and come into one bridge pose. If you are moving that block, you'll resend the hips up towards the sky. Think about also using the strength of your upper back to lift your chest up towards the sky. Maybe your fingers interlace and you drive your knuckles towards your toes. Maybe, big maybe. And then super softly lower down. Slide your block away if you've got that. Bring your feet and your knees closer together and drop your knees over to your left. Scoot your hips a bit to the right and look up, where you can look over your right shoulder. Maybe your arms open into a T. Maybe your elbows bend back, kind of like a goalpost. Whatever feels best for you. And in the supine twist, it can be a little bit more of a deeper twist, or it can feel more intense for some people. The more that the knees are up in line with the hips, if that is something that you're feeling and you want to back off, you can bring the knees further down. Or if your knees are further down towards the front of your mat and you want to almost intensify that twist a bit more, bring the knees more in line with your hips. Just something to think about. If you're also having trouble, or if a student's having trouble relaxing the shoulders, bending the elbows back can be really helpful too. And then come on back through center and just switch sides. You can drop your knees off to your right. Maybe your hips scooch a little to your left, and you can look up or over that left shoulder. Try to relax your jaw, your lips, and your eyes. Unravel all the way back through center. Give your knees a soft hug. And you can either rock up to a seat, or you could roll to one side and press up to a seat. Draw the soles of your feet together once you get there. Take your feet a little further away from you and release your forehead towards your arches for Tadasana. If you'd like, you can also take a block and place a block between your feet and your head. Your hands might reach forward or they can reach back. You can also have them on the feet too. But wherever you're at, fully relax your jaw. You might even just softly swallow. Another interesting trick here is imagine that you're like biting into a piece of fruit, like an apple or something. Make that motion with your mouth, and that naturally just helps the roof of the mouth reach up a bit. And for some people, that can help just release the hips a little bit more. Take your time, slowly roll back up. Your choice. You can either stretch your legs forward for Paschimottanasana and fold forward, or you could widen your legs out wide and fold forward for that Upavishta Konasana. And whatever pose you're choosing here, this will be our last forward fold. Whether you've got the legs close together, like Ellie does, or if you have your legs further away, be mindful of the tips of your toes and your kneecaps. Try to have them facing the ceiling. And in either pose as well, you may even think about your pinky toes, your little tiny toes, reaching back towards your ears. And without pushing or pulling or forcing of any kind, see what you can let go of with each breath out. And just 3 more cycles of breathing. Breathing in. Breathing out. Can your heels and your sitting bones move a little further away from each other? Inhaling. Exhaling. Last breath in. Find the beginning, the middle, the end of the inhale. Exhale, beginning, middle, end. Super softly, super slowly, start to make your way down into your Shavasana. And Shavasana is a pose. It is just the last pose that we do. And it's really the pose of not doing anything except receiving. So if you are comfortable lying on your back with your palms flipped up and your eyes closed, go for that, move into that. If this setup is not comfortable for you, you can always put a blanket, a towel, a bolster underneath your knees. You can also have the soles of your feet on the ground if you prefer that. And if your mind is just racing and racing, if you feel like you just can't be in Shavasana, focus on the breath. My go-to is to breathe in for a count of 3 or 4, and then exhale for a count of 5 or 6. Maybe even think about parting your lips. And you'll hear my voice again when it's time to come out of the Shavasana. Start to breathe just a little bit deeper. Breathe all your breath away. And then maybe move through your fingers, wiggle your toes. You might even circle your wrists, circle your ankles. And taking your time, 1 foot at a time, step your feet to the ground. And then just roll off onto your right side, taking your time to get there. And you may keep your eyes closed, or if you need to open them up to help you sit up, start to come up to a seat. But as soon as you're seated, close your eyes again. And then just take a bigger breath in. Maybe this is the biggest breath in you've taken in this class so far. Exhale your breath away. Again, like that, let's bring the palms either into a prayer at the heart, or you could open up your palms and just slip them right over your chest and breathe into all that space you just made for yourself. Exhale whatever you're still gripping onto. And then do take your hands together in a prayer at your heart. Just having a moment of gratitude for yourself, for your ability to move through some of the things that we move through. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ellie, for practicing. And I hope this video served you in some really sweet and helpful way. And I hope to see you again in some of our other videos. Thank you.